There is a video I posted some few days about the disadvantage gap. And a friend of mine asked me, how can I bridge the disadvantage gap? There is only one way of bridging a disadvantage gap, and that is through relationships, strategic relationships. Because if you are not privileged to be born in a certain family, there are some families that they have advantages. Being born there is a leverage that you have. Disadvantage is real, but I want you to know we can bridge that gap if you are intentional enough to build the strategic relationships that are needed for you to bridge that gap. If you know someone that relationship can bridge, you can take care of many years that you wasted. I remember when I started when I got saved, I used to go to preach in churches, in reserve places. I could walk kilometers just to preach in a certain church. There was a time I met one of my mentors, my father in the Lord, Reverend Eugene Mbada, and he was doing the same. But after meeting him, now he gave me access to certain platforms. I got exposed to school missions. I got exposed to bigger platforms like rallies. I remember there was a time I shared a testimony. The first time I shared a testimony in a rally. It was the first time to speak in the congregation of many people. But it was through relationship. A friend of mine did a research, and in that research, he found that there are only 3 ways to enter into the 1% of the high net worth individuals. And he said the first way to enter to that 1% is that you must be born into 1%. And the second way was you must be married into 1%. And the last reason was you must have attended prestigious universities like Harvard and Oxford. But for some of us who we were not privileged to be born into those families, and the probability is high not to marry into those families, and you have not gone to those universities, how can you now bridge that gap? But if you can analyze the 3, you will realize what is common is the relationship. And that is the only way to bridge a disadvantage. If you can get right people, right mentors, right people who can direct you in the right way, they can bridge many years of disadvantage, and they can make you get ahead in life. They can give you access to platforms, access to important relationships, destiny, defining moments that will define your life. Subscribe for more. Follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube so that we can grow together. Bye.